Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chickens here, back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we finally made some progress. We're up to rank 22. We're going to show you everything that we did that has been working for us already. If you haven't already, guys, I do appreciate it. If you throw in that code CHICKEN in the shop, it does expire every 7 days. You guys know the drill. Bit of a side note, I was looking around. Do you guys remember how Nick and Knight used to have those posters up in operations? I don't know if I see them anymore. I forget the bases they used to be on. We're currently doing... Well, I might as well take this one down. It's only got... 33k left on her. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because I didn't see those posters around for a while. Or I haven't seen them recently, so... yeah, I know they removed his some of those old videos in the For You tab. They still have like a Savage Warrior one that's been in there for like 100 years, but... yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. That's going to take a little bit longer than I thought to end the attack, but that's okay. So you guys let me know in the comments how you're making out on Season 54. We are in the last week now, and things are starting to pick up and get pretty spicy. So, made up to 2210. This still isn't even in the top 500, but I'm happy just to get a rank up here. So obviously we still got a lot of work left to do, but this is the base, the same base as yesterday that got us there. I didn't change a thing. Didn't unlock anything. As you can see, we're just chest collecting. So what I did change, though, was the attack. The attack, changing that, that was huge. That was huge. Look at some of these attacks. 26-second draw, 1 second loss, 2 second loss. Painful. So yeah, let's walk through it, guys. Let's walk through it. Now we're coming into some interesting tech choices towards once we get to 7 engine rooms and beyond. Those are going to be... the biggest moves of the season for sure. So obviously we could get things like shock launchers, critter launchers, critters, not the launcher version, just the critter version. And obviously those would help, but the stuff back here is just better. So we've got a couple options here. So we go 7. I don't think 70R typically, like it always is almost, it seems. I don't think 70R in it of itself is a push point. Maybe if you have enough defense. But I think what we want to do is be able to get to 7 and then get to shock bombs and at least max them out. Or get 2 nodes beyond that, even better, because we've got some really good strong boosts over here and we've got DBD over here. So I'm leaning towards going the defensive route. Either way, we need all 6 of these nodes. So we'll probably just have to wait for that. They are fairly inexpensive, which is nice. 30 keys for the multi-nodes. 30 keys for the troop damage and 30 keys for the building damage. I'll probably pick up remote defib, but I think I'll get shock launchers before that, or maybe critters, depending on if we need speed or if we need defense. But that's what we're looking at. So we're coming in towards the end of the season. I think in tomorrow's video I'll have 70R. I don't know if I'll have 70R and shock bomb, but we'll see. So let's go over the attack. That was the biggest thing today, guys, that was able to propel us forwards. And I'll try to find some decent ones here. But you can see the times were fairly consistent around the 130 mark. At least for the most part. So let's go over which ones were good, which ones were not good. This was a 70R base. So we'll start off with this one. Actually, we'll come back to this one. This was, the guy's name was Cigar, I think. This seemed more standard. This is a standard 60R layout. So let's just go over how we do it here. So what we're doing with bombardiers now is we're doing 2 heavy choppers and then 2 boats of bombers. 2 heavy choppers, 2 bombers. They clear up the top and then they go down on this side. As they've cleared enough to stay going that way, that's when we drop the other 2 heavy choppers, 2 bombers with Kavan, because we have Kavan. And he's been extremely helpful in this type of push. We just had to wait for the heavy chopper, rock chopper window to close, bomber window starting to open, so now we'll be all right. And then he takes down this side as they take down that side. And what I like to do, since we do have maxed out barrage now, we did get that upgraded today, I take out all the critter launchers, because critter launchers will slow down the bombardiers. The heavy choppers do a good job sometimes of like inching forward and not getting stuck in the critters. But it's just easier. It saves some headaches. So, I mean, why not? We'll put in 2 times speed here. So, just to give you the visual after we just explained. So, you see right there, using the gunboat energy to take out the critter launchers. We can do the Japanese flare on the landing. It's not the, it depends how hot it is. But then I'll do a flare like this if I need to get them over, like if they're going to naturally go this way, then I'll just do kind of a split flare, because it's also important to take out these defenses, right? Say if I flare over this rocket launcher, I'm still going to have to wait for them to clear all that, come back and clear this, otherwise these troops are going to clear maybe the rocket, the machine gun, but then they're going to get sucked left, or these ones are going to get sucked back and they're going to meet in the middle, and I'm not going to get a good split. So, yeah, that was kind of scary right there when they all jumped on top of each other. It's like, don't do that. And then at this point, we'd cleared out enough on that side where it went down anyways, where we knew we would get a decent split. So then we throw these guys in here. We delay Kovan a little bit because we don't need to throw him up with everybody. He's just going to get into trouble that way. And then you see right here, perfect. So we got one line going this way, one line going this way, exactly what we want. And then from here, we're just going to mix in some second winds. We don't need a ton of second winds. These guys don't need a ton of help over here. 1 or 2 second winds is lots. And then save the rest of the GB for the left side, because that's the side that's been going through all the defenses that doesn't have Kovan. And they're going to be typically what you're flaring towards the end. So I like to save either barrage and artillery for mines or barrage and artillery for the engine rooms, like you saw there. Now I picked the wrong one to shoot at, but that's okay. So that's how the attack went. It went very well. So let's try to do a live. Actually, let's show you the 70R first. Then we'll get into a live hit if we have time. So cigar. Let's go over here. Now this was a weird 70R base. Typically you see like this engine by the shock blaster. Typically you see that one down in this corner. So for that one we do typically the same thing, but we just spread them out more across the bottom. That's really the only difference. So what I did here was I went 1 heavy chopper and 1 bomber on this right side, and the goal was to get both of these engine rooms. And they were able to do that. So I knew if we were able to do that, we would get a good time. I just didn't want them to get stuck in the middle with everything shooting at them. So yeah, here we go. So 1 heavy chopper, 1 bombardier on the right, and then 2 heavy choppers and 4 bombardiers on the bottom. Now I can go with less heavy choppers here because of Kovan. He's going to bring back enough heavies to where it doesn't make a big deal if we lose, a heavy chopper. And you see those guys over there, I'm not spending medkits on them, just letting them get as close as they need to. And then they get right up on that engine, which is perfect. They take it down, and I'm not worried about them at this point. All I want to do is take out critter launchers, let them die, and then they become part of the second winds on this left side, which is the main side that I'm worried about. So from here, all we're doing is we're just clearing enough to where we can flare. So I know as soon as we get to that second rocket launcher range, maybe take out that flamethrower, we're probably good to flare. Now keep in mind, at this time, there's 2 engine rooms left up for me. This was my boss fight, I think, or it was very close to it. So I'm just thinking speed right here. I'm just thinking speed. Obviously, we could have played it safe, but I actually flared to that flamethrower to take it down, and then I flared to the engine because I knew we had enough troops left, but I didn't want to stand in that flamethrower. That would have wrecked the bombers for sure. So, so boom, there it is. So 6ER, 7ER. That's how we've been doing it, guys. I hope that helps you out. And yeah, it's been kind of a confusing, tough season, but everything's kind of, all the fumbles and everything, we're kind of stumbling towards the end. We'll get everything, and then we're going to make our push, hopefully. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Check it out. Back.